Hey, how's it going? If you're watching this, you're either an accomplished survivor or you're a zombie bait. Which one do you want to be? If you're playing 7 Days to Die, insane difficulty, nightmare zombie mode, you know how tough it can be. Zombies hit hard. The insane difficulty gives them damage reduction, and nightmare run speed, well, they won't be walking, that's for sure. Not to worry, let's do what we can to keep you from being zombie food. While I'm doing that, make sure you shoot that zombie like button and subscribe just in case. And if you're accurate, hit that notification bell with a headshot. Right, so today we're focusing on a shotgun build. Why shotguns, you might ask? Well, let's see what happens when we go into a POI with a bunch of nightmare zombies, and yeah, they will be swarming you, and they're fast, they're tough, they're downright insane. We thus have two main objectives. Firstly, we need to keep those zombies away from us, and secondly, well, we do have to kill them dead. For this, I'm going to cover using the shotgun, as it's got this unique ability that helps us accomplish both of these objectives. I will cover the skills needed along with suggested mods for outfitting your shotgun and some tips for survival. Shotguns are great, and this is why. Well, alright, let's skip that primitive pipe shotgun because it really sucks. You want to find or buy a pump action ASAP and then transition to the auto shotgun for maximum devastation. Let's take a look at the skills. We're obviously in this strength tree here, and it is arguably the strongest attribute by design from the Fun Pimps. Beyond the usual attribute perks for higher headshot damage, what of course means you want to take those headshots if you can, you also get an increase to dismember, which is useful to take off legs or even better, heads. What really does it though is the boomstick skill. While many weapons have weapon skills that increase damage, fire rate, and reload, which of course this boomstick does as well for shotguns, even starting at level 1, you stun enemies for 6 seconds. At level 3, you stun them for 8. And level 5, leg shots will cripple opponents. With nightmare zombies being tough and fast, you do need to slow them down. Stunning them helps you evade them rushing you, and later on when you cripple them, they sure ain't going to be chasing you anywhere fast. As you can see, with the group of zombies rushing you, while you might not be able to evade all of them, as you lay down fire, you are slowly stunning and or crippling them. Sometimes you might even knock them down, and suddenly you're able to keep your distance. No other weapon does this as well. Sure, an M60s can lay down a hail of bullets of 120 plus, but it's not going to keep them away from you as effectively. A tip while doing this is to not focus on getting that kill initially. You want to try to stun or cripple as many of the zombies as you can until you then can focus on getting those headshots and putting them down for good. It's far better to back off while keeping the zombies stunned than it is trying to kill them one by one while the rest of them are pounding on you. Good armor helps, but it will only delay death. What type of armor do you use is really up to preference. While heavy armor does match well as it is a strength category skill, it does slow you down and which drains more stamina as you move around. For that reason, I would generally tend to prefer light armor. Military armor is almost as good, especially with armor mods, and you often want to get a few points into agility either way, because there are two really other important skills in that tree. The first is run and gun. Dropping 1 or preferably 2 points into this really helps with the hipfire accuracy, and more importantly, it hugely reduces movement penalty while reloading. And this is key, as reloads for shotguns are frequent and you don't want to be standing still while zombies are coming at you. Secondly, you want parkour. At least 2 points into it will give you a jump height of 2 blocks, meaning you can keep out of the way from zombies coming at you much easier. Jump up on the wall, shelves, and the reduced stamina cost for jumps keeps you from running out of stamina as well. And since you're already buffing agility, picking light armor skills here works great anyhow. Let's move on to mods. How do you outfit your shotguns? Firstly, bump that capacity. The tube extender for the pump action or drum mag for the auto shotgun, it's definitely necessary. Secondly, shotgun choke, or even better actually the duckbill. While duckbill makes headshots a little bit less effective due to that horizontal spread, it really helps in getting multiple zombies rushing at you at the same time. And that in turn helps you stun more than one. If you are great at headshots, the choke does the best at tightening that crosshair though. Thirdly, I like crippling. especially early on before you max out your skills. Adding that chance of crippling the zombies just helps with slowing them down, which is half the aim here. Lastly, rad remover. Some might argue that you want to kill the rad zombies faster than they can regen, but in actual combat it can be super easy just to have multiple targets running around and you're not able to focus on one until it's dead, which basically means every other zombie has a chance to regenerate. Slapping on the rad remover helps prevent them healing, allowing you to take your time as you hit them one by one to stun and cripple and then focus on killing them. If they're not regenerating, that's much easier to do. As you progress and start making ammo, you also want to consider the shotgun slugs. While they are more expensive to craft, they have two useful properties. Firstly, they double your effective range from 4 to 9. Well, that's more than doubling it. That's really useful by virtue of being able to hit them from further away. Another thing is that having 1 slug versus 10 pellets means that you deal much better headshot damage, as you either hit and do full damage or you miss. Just try not to miss. And it is considered armor piercing. In effect, when you get rushed by multiple zombies, it reduces their armor value, which is useful for cops and soldiers for instance, but it also goes through the first to hit the targets beyond it. Being able to shoot into a crowd and dealing damage to 2 zombies with every slug is hugely useful when they're rushing you, and it makes up at least partially for the lack of spread that you have when you have shotgun shells, which are able to hit multiple zombies next to each other. Some people might argue that going in heavy with a club or sledgehammer for that area of effect is effective. However, I found that even in normal gameplay against a bunch of running zombies, it could be feral or maybe nighttime, and you quickly get overwhelmed. Melee is simply not fast enough to take on multiple running zombies, and you end up taking so much more damage as a result. What about the stun baton? Well, this is where the fun is really stuffed up. A stun baton is cool against 1 zombie. It will stun every few hits, which is awesome, but against multiple, it's a death sentence, as while you stun 1, you're killing none, and they are beating you to death. What they should have done is provide a tier 3 stun weapon that's got crowd control capability, so you can stun or slow all zombies in front of you. But yeah, they didn't do that, so the only crowd control weapon we have is useless against multiple zombies. What do you use in your fight against nightmare, insane difficulty zombies? Why not share your strategy for dealing with them in the comment section below and discussing? Let others have a taste of your wisdom and tips for survival. So there we have it. It's a powerful, close combat weapon that slows those nightmare zombies, while it also has huge damage output. Sprinkle in some survival skills like parkour to get away, run and gun to keep on the move, and of course, some hearty meals to heal and keep stamina up, and you are on your way to being a survivor, and not just feeding those zombies. Stay safe!